Hi Tony, I'm Mike McMahon,
Hey,
HR rep at Direct Supply for here in Milwaukee.
Nice to meet you. How you doing today?
I'm good. How about this weather? It's beautiful out there.
Right, finally a little sun. I know yesterday it was all cold and rainy.
I
hated
know.
it.
I can't wait to get out.
Right, finally summer's around the corner.
For sure.
Get some good times out there, some fishing, baseball.
Oh yes, absolutely. You're a baseball fan?
Oh yeah.
How about those Brewers, huh?
Did you see the game yesterday?
Yep. Oh my
so
god.
Good, 17-3.
Oh yeah.
And Jody Garrett hits for the cycle.
Oh
Ridiculous.
yeah. For sure.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get down to business.
Right, great.
How did you hear about Direct Supply?
I heard about Direct Supply. I actually know somebody that works there. She's a intern there.
Okay.
She's been working there for about a year. She told me it was a great company. She said there's a lot of room for improvements.
True.
And I enjoy that.
Mhm.
I mean, it'd be good to get a job, work for a while, hopefully move up in the system.
Right. It says you worked in the paint crew at UWM. What was that like?
Well, yeah, that was my last job I had. It was just more manual labor for the most part. A lot of painting, obviously.
Yes.
We get told what to do that day, have like a crew leader, and they'd give us jobs or some tasks to do. We'd have to finish that on our own accord, and then go back and have the supervisors look it over and make sure we did everything properly.
Okay.
And then, just painting and in general, taking orders.
Right. Was it full time or part time?
Full time. I was working all summer. It was more, just a summer job.
Okay.
I worked 7 till 4 every day, Monday through Friday.
All right. What do you think qualifies you to work here at Direct Supply?
Well, I'm a business student at UWM, so I'm going for that right now.
Okay.
I have a little sales experience. I know I've worked at Hollywood Video, as you can see. I was a sales associate there.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I can talk to people. I don't have a problem with that. Selling, it just seems like what I could do. I mean, I've done it before, obviously. It's
Right.
just a lot of talking,
Mhm.
telling people what should be or what they want to hear for the most part.
Exactly,
But without
yeah.
lying,
Mhm.
you don't want to lie because that's not trustworthy.
Right. It also says you were a manager at Geo's.
Yeah. That was actually one of my first jobs.
Mhm.
I worked there for about a year. I was a cook and a waiter.
Mhm.
And I guess through my hard work and everything, they saw that I would be able to manage it. So they gave me that job.
Okay.
I worked there for about 6 months as the manager. I was there for about 2 years, but I don't know, as a manager, I opened the store some days, so I'd have to count out the cash and all that. I'd have to tell people what to do, so I have no problem taking control.
Right.
I'd close the store, which would involve, me taking the money, counting all that out, writing up the slips for the payments of the day, keeping track of everything. It was all up to me, so I had a lot of responsibility there with all the money. But
Right.
I felt like I did a pretty good job.
Okay. What are your greatest weaknesses?
Ooh, my weaknesses? I'd have to say that one of my weaknesses is that, sometimes when I do work, I might not do as well as I would have liked. I
Mhm.
mean, I still get the job done, but I'd hope, I'd have a little more time to do a little better, I feel like that if the job's not done right, it shouldn't be done at all. But
True.
sometimes, you can't do that, so you have to finish it.
Right. Right.
So I guess I'd say my biggest weakness would be I like to have things done right, and
Okay.
I get a little frustrated if I don't.
Okay. All right. What are your greatest strengths?
My strengths? Well, you can see I was a manager, so I can lead.
Okay.
I have no problem, telling people what to do,
Mhm.
as long as, something that they can handle.
Right.
I have no problem taking orders. I mean, being in the working environment, you get used to being told what to do. So being an intern, I know that would happen a lot,
Right. Right.
and I have no problem with that.
Okay. What do you think qualifies you to be in this position if you were to get it?
Well, as I said, I've had some sales work before, so I have no problem with that. I like a challenge, so I wanna try something new. I've never been an intern. Most of my jobs have been not business work per se, like what I'm going for in my major. It's been mostly manual labor and those kinds of things.
Right.
But I feel like, if I was given the opportunity, I could succeed. I mean, selling. It's in my blood. My dad's a salesman, so
Okay.
I got that going for me.
Nice.
Mhm.
Alright. Let's see. Are you an optimist or a pessimist?
I'd have to say optimist. I mean, I feel like if 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 you got to do something, you might as well be positive.
Right.
There's no point in looking at the downsides of things. There's always going to be negatives, but there's also always positives. So why not look at those?
Right. Well, that's a big plus. Can you describe an instance where you showed leadership?
Leadership? Definitely. Well, I could point back to my management. When I was a manager at Geo's, pretty much all the time I was in a leadership role.
Okay.
Just telling people what to do. A lot of the times, well, the weirdest part about that job was I was only 16 at the time, and the people that I was telling what to do were older than me. So that was, kind of weird to get used to.
Right.
But after a while, I mean, they knew I knew what I was doing, so they respected me and they listened to what I said.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like leadership is something I've done before. I can do. I have no problem with it.
Okay, tell me about a time that you really just didn't like what you were doing at a job, and how did you handle it?
Well, I wouldn't say I didn't like it, but at Geo's I had a little problem. We had some managers that were, not the greatest people to get along with. They're bossy. I mean, you got to be bossy, but bossy in more of a mean way.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I would manage, I try to be positive because I'm an optimist.
Right.
And I feel like you should be positive, but I don't know. There were a lot of anger and that sort of thing going on, so I wasn't pleased about that. But I just kept my head up,
Mm-hmm.
kept smiling.
Yeah.
That's about all you can do when somebody's mad,
Yeah.
and just try to calm them down a lot of the times.
And there's always going to be people like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like I can handle that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good.
I definitely don't have a temper, so that's something I'll never have a problem with.
All right, good to know.
Right.
All right. Are you willing to work hard or to learn new things about this job?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you guys hire me, I'll do whatever I can to keep the job, to keep moving up. I want to be promoted. I mean, I don't want to just be stuck at an intern.
Right.
I feel like you guys have a pretty nice company.
Mm-hmm.
What I've heard from my friend,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys have some good opportunities to move up. So I'd like to, be able to listen,
Mm-hmm.
follow, watch whatever you guys need done, and I can do that for you.
All right, great. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions for you. I was wondering, do you know, like, when you'd be able to get back to me?
Usually we get back to you in the next couple weeks. I have all your information here, so we're just gonna look through it. We have a couple other people interviewing, so we'll probably in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Well, that sounds great. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you guys.
All right. I really appreciate you coming in today.
And thank you very much, Michael.
No problem.
Have a good one.